Hello, people. Welcome to Choco. I am here with my brother, Chukwuemeka. Hello, Chuks. Welcome to Choco.
Hello, Choco. I greet you.
Thank you. Thank you. I receive your greeting as well. I'm in Ontario, in Canada. Where are you in this world?
So I am in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Winnipeg,
Still in
Manitoba.
Canada, yeah.
All right. My guy, you are trending, no?
I saw that.
You are trending everywhere.
So many people have been bringing my attention to the video, and I'm like, oh, I didn't plan for that.
You didn't plan to go viral, but it did.
Yeah.
You know, the aspect of the video that really got me, like the whole video, the part that got me was when you took the key out and said, I have my keys. I took my keys, That part was like, it was like, yes, I did it,
Actually, he was close by,
Uh-huh.
and he was begging me. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then the most annoying part is while I was coming back from work that evening, I called him so that we can go check out the house because I have already talked with the owner of the house and he asked us to come see the house. So I called him to get ready so that we can go immediately. And then I was surprised when I came back home and I met what I was like, I got this guy on phone and he didn't even show any sign of seriousness that he was getting ready so we can go see the house. You understand? And this is somebody. Yeah, people were saying I told him to feel at home. Yeah, I told him to feel at home. I've not met him before. I don't know him. I only know his brother who we've and when he called me was the first time we spoke in 2 years. You understand? We are friends back then and we used to talk on phone. We used to chat, not necessarily talking on call. So but then he saw that I was in Canada and then when the brother was coming to Canada, he remembered that I was here and then he contacted me and then I said no problem, I have a place, why will I say no? You understand? So, and the whole thing turned up the way it did and it wasn't funny to me. It wasn't funny because you have lived there and you know how people rope people in. That was my fear. So but most people don't see it from that angle. They only see that I asked the guy to leave. You understand? I have heard stories here in Winnipeg how people were called to come and talk about or called to come and explain what they don't have any knowledge about. And before you know it, it will take your time. Even when at the end of the day you were found innocent, it will take your time. It will take your emotions too. You understand? So these were the things I was trying to avoid. But our people, they just want you to always be the saint without considering if that will put you into trouble. You understand?
I understand. Wow. Now, this is not setting the record straight or apology or something. We wanted to
No,
just
it's
vibe
not.
on so many things, but I like the fact that you're using the opportunity to touch on different aspects as well. This is somebody you never knew, a friend of yours whom you never spoken with in 2 years, reach out and say, my brother is coming, can you help? And you decided to help, taking him in and all of that has happened. Now, you mentioned the issue of roping in and stuff. For those who don't live abroad, you might not really see this as a problem. Now, over here, it's quite a big deal when a lady actually messes you up.
Yeah.
Big deal. Now, what if while she was in your house making out with this guy, something happens and there was an accident? Or maybe she dies, God forbid, or there was the use of maybe substance that is not supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that happened. You, as the tenant of that house, will be actually the one that will be in trouble.
Yeah.
Because the two of them are not tenants. You are the one who rented the place. So you'll be the one who's also, it's like an Uber driver having a passenger who comes in and drops drugs in your car. When they are arresting, they will actually arrest you so long as they don't find it on that passenger, right? So there are different dimensions to it to look at what if. Of course, there was not a what if, but what happened was appalling. There is no way to do it. Now, a lot of people have said that, wait a minute, the fact that you hosted him doesn't mean that he doesn't have feelings for himself. He has needs, he has sexual needs and stuff like that. I don't think you are against that. You are not against him and exploring and enjoying himself, but at least not in a place you have rented, and you are only trying to help him for how many days, bro?
Yes. And one other thing is this. If this guy had told me that, hey, this is my friend from Nigeria, or we have been friends back home before I came here, or I knew this person back home before I came here, I would have had this assurance that this is not a total stranger. You understand? But I asked this guy, do you know this lady? And he had the guts to tell me that I met her in the bus on Monday. You understand? Like somebody you don't know, you just met her on Monday, and maybe you had conversation with her, and then you are a man, and I don't have any problem with that. But what I am after is my own safety, and this is what some people don't understand. For me to tell this guy, even without seeing him, starting from airport pickup, he came here. I was the first person he met here. Starting from the airport pickup, starting from, hey, this is my house. Feel at home. You can use this. Use anything you want to use. If I didn't want to accommodate him, nobody would beat me for that.
Yeah.
You understand? But I did that because of humanity. And I won't, because I want to be kind to humanity, and then I put myself into trouble. I am an international student here, I'm an international student here. And then those people who are saying you were harsh, tomorrow, God forbid, if anything happens and they see me on YouTube or on your page, they will still be the ones to say, hey, you would have sent him out. If you had sent him out, this wouldn't have happened. So I believe one thing I have come to understand in life is that you cannot please people.
Even Jesus Christ couldn't please everyone.
Even when you present yourself, even when you kill yourself, they will still complain that your blood is too thirsty. So at every point, you do the right thing for you, as long as you are not hurting anybody. And I didn't hurt him. And he didn't slip out. I still made arrangements for him.
Cool. So guys, listen to this part though. Those of you who think he threw him out and just abandoned him. Okay.
No, he didn't. I didn't do that. And that was why seeing all the comments, I was just laughing. And I never felt guilty, because I know the extent I have gone to. Most of them who are saying you are harsh won't even go to that extent to make sure that someone whom they've not met before is being taken care of. First, to the apartment, I told you we were supposed to go see an apartment that evening, which was part of my annoyance. You understand? That formed part of my annoyance. We were supposed to go see an apartment that evening. My plan was, okay, let's go see the apartment. If you don't like it, we continue searching.
So you could have used that time to be making money, but you decided to go search apartment, especially at the time that Canada is not even easy to find accommodation.
You see?
Somebody is hosting you.
At this point, I know how many, in the space of 3 days, I know how many houses I've gone to. I know how many people I've contacted. My friends also commented on that video. They will bear me witness that I contacted most of them for that. My intention was for him to go see that. It was a basement. Where he's staying now is a basement. And he still called me yesterday. We spoke yesterday, and he's grateful till tomorrow, because he knows that I really assisted him, because I made his landing soft. You understand? So most of them saying you were harsh. I didn't want to go into that details. I brought myself out to be judged, and I was ready for those backlash. You understand? You understand? So he has settled in fine. But what I did was for him to know that, you are in a foreign land. It is not. You have to start. Maybe I would have carried him and made it too easy for him. So I want him to experience what it looks like.
What it looks like, yeah.
You understand? I came here, I stayed 7 days in Airbnb, and I was paying, I know how much I was paying every day when I came.
You stayed in an Airbnb, you didn't get anybody to take you
Nobody did that for me.
An Airbnb is ridiculously expensive, guys.
Yeah.
You were paying by the day.
Nobody did that for me. I stayed 7 days. I was working, somebody who just came, I didn't come with enough money. I was looking for job so that I can sustain myself. I was looking for apartment. I was still going to school, and I was, you understand those things. If I had seen someone who gave me such opportunity, I won't mess up, because I know what it feels like to. I know the advantage of having somewhere to lay your head in a foreign country, you know. But and the worst part is, this guy is more than 28 years.
Ah, my guy. So it's not like a teenager.
He's not a teenager.
The guy no get orientation. He no get orientation. It's not even like a 22-year-old. I would say like it's a
He's more than, I don't want to mention he's more than 28 years. You understand? So, people don't know the details and they don't want to ask questions. They just act with according to their emotions. I understand that, and I was expecting that at first. You understand?
Jukes. Now let me ask you. Somebody said, let me for those who think it's even cheap to rent Airbnb, it could cost you as much as $200 and something or less than that, depending on location, to book an Airbnb for one night. When he came here, nobody did that for him. Somebody is helping you, and then look at what you're doing, right? I feel that it was not even just about the act, the fact that he showed disrespect to you. Now, let's paint a picture of your. Do you live in a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom apartment with multiple rooms that you can share with somebody, or is just a one room with a bed?
I live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I have a flatmate, and my room is just one room, and he was sleeping on the same bed with me.
So now your bed way So if your bed is the temple of the Lord, the guy has defied your bed.
He wanted to.
So what he did is like Jesus Christ going to the temple and seeing people turning his temple, the house of his house into something else, and he drove them out.
It's funny, right? It's funny, but at first, to me, it wasn't funny. And for the fact that I saw this lady in my kitchen trying to prepare stuff that nobody sent her to do, like, what if my village people send that?
You know what I say? Is that when he saw the lady shoes, he thought your guy came with lady shoes.
Yeah.
No, knowing a woman.
I was wondering, like, what would this guy be doing with lady shoes? Because I didn't expect that. You understand? So it's funny, right? It's funny, but at first it wasn't. And I am happy he called me and he apologized. And
he apologized eventually. That's the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
I hope the apology is straight from the heart, though. Yeah.
And we are good. I gave him some of the things I don't use so that he can settle in fine. I think that is the most important. And the brother too, he saw the video and he was just laughing because he knew his brother. So
he knew his brother. He didn't tell you that side of him could be there.
He didn't tell me. So.
My guy is harvesting real quick on the bus, man. He's a sharp guy on the bus.
Yeah.
Anyway, the things that the lady was preparing in the kitchen, did the two of them go to shop it at the grocery store to come and prepare, or they were yours? The things that you
the lady brought noodles while she was coming. So she was trying to prepare the noodles, and I was like, "Why didn't you cook the noodles and brief for your 3 days boyfriend?" And she was preparing that, and then I came in. She was almost done. Although I allowed them to eat the noodle in peace before I asked, before the lady.
You didn't allow them to eat.
Yeah, I didn't want to embarrass him. I didn't want to embarrass him.
Okay.
I allowed him. He saw the lady off. Then I told him, the way you stay pack your things, you're going with your girlfriend.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I know people want to hear more of this conversation, but we're going to let it rest here. What the guy did was, nobody's against you sleeping with women or knacking people. Nobody is against you doing that. You are in Canada, you're a mature person, you can do that. But at least show respect to the person whose bed you've been giving to rest yourself and find a place.
Like he didn't show respect. He didn't show respect, and that was why I made that video, so people will learn how to respect people's boundaries.
Yeah.
And you are an adult. There is no how I'll sit you down and tell you, like, it's insulting to me telling you.
Yeah.
It's insulting to me telling an adult, this is what you should do. I gave you a free hand. Hey, feel at home. This is my kitchen. This is this. This is that. You understand? And then me coming to tell you, you don't do this, you don't do that. You should know as an adult things you don't do. You should know as an adult how not to cross boundaries.
Okay. All right. Now, all right, we're gonna move from this conversation. It's happened already, but the interesting thing I saw when I posted this video, when I reacted to this video, that a lot of people came out and said this. They've also experienced this. A lot of people came out and also said they experienced the same thing. They helped somebody who also brought in a man, or they helped somebody who also brought in. In fact, a woman said that her son, who is in Canada, also decided to allow a stranger to come and stay in for a couple of days, and then that stranger was bringing in girls. So after seeing this video, he's warned the son not to be taking in people. Charlie, I tell you, sometimes the way our people behave, the way our people conduct ourselves, it is. There are horrible stories of people doing good for our brothers and sisters who are supposed to be stranded, and then they pay them back in ugly.
Sorry to call it too short. One thing I've understand is that sometimes people do good for the fear of nobody knows tomorrow. I got that comment. I got so much of that comment. Hey, this guy might be wealthy tomorrow. This guy might be this tomorrow. This guy might be that tomorrow. And I tell them, hey, see, I don't help people because of
what they will do for you tomorrow.
What they will do for me tomorrow. I help people. And I was telling my friend that, see, 80% of the times I helped people, they never helped me back. It was strangers that helped me. I am a Christian, yes. I believe in God can raise ravenous bread and assist you. And that has been my orientation, and it has been working for me. So when I help people, I don't have the mindset that I'm helping you because tomorrow you are going to help me back. I am helping you because I want to help you and you are in need of that help. And once I help you, I forget about that. And tomorrow when I'm in need, God will still send people to help me. That is my orientation, and it has been working for me. So most of those people saying, hey, what if this guy becomes rich tomorrow? I told them I don't really care. It is my prayer for him. I came to Canada. I know how I came to Canada, and God has been helping me, and he will continue helping me. You understand?
The mindset of our people no good. Why should they even say what you like? Is that a justification for the nonsense argument?
Yeah.
Come on. Anyway, God will continue to bless you as well. Some of the comments I read from people who know is, oh my God, you are just Chooks is such a perfect gentleman, such a principled guy. You better make sure you don't mess around with him. It looks like he messed around with the wrong person. He messed around with the wrong person. All right. Don't worry. When I visit Manitoba, I'll come and inspect your bed to see if the foundation is still in good shape.
Maybe you help me perform some deliverance on it.
I will come and perform some deliverance, because if your wife comes over there, that bed must not disgrace you. That bed must not disgrace you. You cannot be coming in 3-day boyfriend. You cannot be coming in and then
somebody said this express entry boyfriend.
Express entry boyfriend. All right, chicks. So that is the lifestyle portion of this video. If you're watching this, make sure you're hitting the like button. Drop your emojis. Let's know. Drop your comments. And also, share this video. Tag people. People think traveling abroad is all about getting a visa. It's not. There is a whole lot of drama. And we hope that through videos like this, you can see life. Beyond the visa, life is almost the same. The things we do, the garbages and the baggages we come along with, sometimes they reflect. So when we make videos like this, we are hoping that people can learn from experiences of others beyond just getting a visa, so that when we come in here, we can pick one or two. It's not easy for anybody to help you here. In fact, here, nobody cares about you. You're on your own. So when somebody extends you a helping hand, you have to be smart and wise enough to make the most of it. All right. So that is the essence of this video. This video is not meant to bash anybody out there. It's for us. We are not perfect. We all have our own.
We are. I am the guy. We are good. We are good.
Yeah,
we are very good.
So yeah, you're good. You heard him say we are good. Sorted the guy out. He's good. All right. So anybody with a dirty comment, keep it to yourself. If you feel that Mr. Chooks, who is here, is deprived enough not to know how to also use his bed well, and because of that, he's jealous of seeing somebody come and then sanctify his bed for him, you are wrong.
What have we not seen and said no to?
So it's what he said. Look
so
at him.
It's not.
It look like when he's on the bus, he will not be getting a lot of offers.
That shouldn't be an argument. I laugh. I only see that argument. Anybody who makes the argument is just, I see it as childish. You understand? Because that shouldn't be an argument.
That shouldn't be. Some people say you are jealous. No, what has jealousy got to do with this? It's not somebody who will be lacking now, or you think you'll be lacking. If you meet him on the bus, See whether you are not going to be looking at Mr. Chuk to see. He will not say yes to you, by the way. All right, thank you. Now let's get to know you a little bit. My first time ever coming across your comment was on my page on Facebook, and I think I had posted about a car or something like that, and then you dropped a comment. Can you just refreshing people a little bit about that?
Is it about the tips?
Yeah. No, about the tips there. That's correct. Tell us about that for those who don't remember.
Yeah. So like I've been following you even before I came here. Like I came to Canada on my third visa application.
Yes, you mentioned that too.
Yeah. So and then when I came, I was working in a hotel. It's a very known hotel in Canada. And then we have a restaurant too. And sometimes I work at the restaurant and sometimes I work at events. That was my part-time job. So when I work at the restaurant, at first I didn't know about this. At first I didn't know about it. And my colleagues at the end of the day will call me and say, hey, we got 300, we got 400, and we will share it among ourselves. You understand?
Tips. You share the tips that they got.
We share the tips amongst ourselves. Yeah.
All right.
So the first day I was surprised because those ladies, I wasn't aware they received tips because I don't know about it. And after the end of the day, they told me, "Hey, we got $400," and it was just the four of us, and they gave me 100, and we shared 100. I called the other lady and said, "Is this part of our salary?" She said, "No, that this is just the money customers give to us." I was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
You understand? So that is when I started looking into it, and I'm going to work. I'm going with the expectation that I might come back with at least $50.
Yeah, giving of tips is a big part of the hospitality industry in the Western world.
Yeah,
especially in the restaurant, the hotel, and stuff. People tip a lot. So at the end of the day, the workers there, they share it among themselves. It's a culture. So happy that you experienced that. All right. Now, you mentioned earlier that you came on as a student as well. I would like us to use this opportunity to take people's mind away from the knacking to visa matter, since people want to jack back to. You applied for your visa 3 times. You were refused on 2 occasions, or it was on your 3rd time that you. Can you take us back? The first time you applied, the second time, what year was this?
Okay, so the first time I applied was 2018. That was October 2018. And December 2018, IRCC served me breakfast. Yeah. Three reasons: purpose of visit, travel history, and then financial and personal assets and financial status. My own country. So at first, that was as a novice. Nobody assisted me in doing that. I took it as this was my first trial. Let me try again. Then in 2019, I applied again with the same school. I was applying to Humber College in Ontario. So I applied again with the same school. That 2019, there are so many circumstances surrounding that, because you always talk about people providing with I may not like to go into that, providing statement of account and stuff like that. So in 2019, I applied in April, and it took 5 months. After 5 months, IRCC still gave me the breakfast. This time around, it was just one refusal reasons, which is purpose of visit. So I got frustrated. And Sorry, a call came.
When a call comes, that's how it happened. I understand it. Yeah.
Sorry about that. So I got frustrated, and I decided I was going to try express entry. So because I had 2 or more certificates, which gives me additional score on the express entry profile, on my express entry profile. So I decided to evaluate my credentials and then write IELTS. So I wrote the English exam. The first time I had 7.0. And then the score was 480.
Okay.
And I needed
minimum score to get an invitation was around 480.
I guess I was around 480, yeah.
Okay.
So I decided to write the exam again. So I was writing the exam. I was stuck on 7.0, 7.5, and I needed 8.0 or 8.5 to be close to the score. So I started writing IELTS back to back. I wrote IELTS 9 times.
You wrote IELTS 9 times. So
Yeah.
those of you who have written IELTS 2 times and then you are giving up, I hope you are getting some inspiration.
I can the results. I have all my results here. They just expire. I wrote
9
IELTS
times, and all of them you are paying money.
Yeah, it was then it was 85,000 naira then. You understand? So I wrote 9 times. Then on the 9th one, I got 8.5.
Wow.
So I entered the expense entering pool. That was ending of 2019. My second rejection was 2019 September or October. Yeah. So I entered the pool December 2019. I entered the pool. December, in a space of 2 months, I wrote 9 IELTS.
Wow.
So I was just booking back to back. I'm going to, while I booked the first one, I will book 2 ahead in case of anything happens, because I was just I was just desperate to get that. And then 2019 ending, January 2020, I had my results 8.5. I entered the pool. So we are waiting for the next draw. I was on 478. We are waiting for the next draw. Then 2020, COVID-19 came. COVID-19 came, and then they said they were going to stop the express entry draws, and that was one of the that was one of the lowest moments of my life. Like after spending all this money, yeah, and nobody knows when this is going to be lifted. Like it wasn't easy for me. So and age was on my side then, but then I started adding. I added 1 age, and once you add age, your score reduces with 5 or so. So we went through the COVID-19 phase, and then 2021, we came into 2021. The score went up so high when they started the score went up so high, and then I started to try school again. So I said I was going to change province. I started making research on different provinces. I said I was going to leave Ontario. Then that was when I saw my school in Winnipeg. Then I applied to my school. The admission process, MITT. MITT. Yeah.
Okay.
So the admission process was very long, because you have to send the official transcript to the school directly. Then the application fee alone was $190. But I just had this strong feeling to apply to the school. I applied to the school, and in 2021, I got admission. And in November 2021, I submitted my visa application. And then in May 2022, I got the love letter from IRCC.
Love letter. The love letter from IRCC. No more breakfast.
Honestly, I got a love letter from IRCC. And before then, I think I started following your page in 2020 or 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to different places, looking for information, getting information. And I remember when I was writing my SOP and letter of explanation, I would be sleeping like this, and I would just wake up. I would remember to add stuff. I would wake up, go back to my SOP and add the line to it.
Add the line, okay.
So all this with the grace of God at the end of the day. Yeah, in Canada.
Beautiful. So yeah, he's been in Canada for a little over a year now. And
yeah.
So the extra entry, you were still in the pool. Did something happen, or you just hanging in there with that one?
I came, I just decided to, since finish school, I didn't continue with, I decided to just leave it. And then my IELTS has expired. It's 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
And it has expired. I'm not ready to write again. So
okay, all right. The most important thing is that you're in the system. You're going to get your papers by the way.
Yeah, sure. I'll be done with school in a few months now.
So for those who are a little bit lost, Mr. Chukwuemeka actually activated a two-way approach. The first was a study route. So from 2018, unlucky, refused. 2019, refused a study permit. And then that was when he said, you know what, let me activate the express entry, which is basically another way to also enter Canada. But this time as a higher kind of person in terms of immigration ladder, not as a student, but as a permanent resident. So he applied and he created his profile after having written the IELTS general exam, not the academic one, 9 times within the space of 2 months, back to back, and eventually he got the score that he desired. And COVID happened. And when COVID happened, you know what happened in Canada? The immigration programs were put on hold for a little over a year. So that affected him. And then when they resumed, the requirement for the express entry score actually just went up, making it difficult for him. But by then, he hadn't given up on the study thing, right? So he went in the third time, 2021, got an admission into a school. Remember, the first one was in Humber College in Ontario. And then this time around, he switched to a different school in MITT, and then he got into MITT. And so he came in as a student. And when he came in, he didn't have a place. He had to rent. He had to spend money on Airbnb, and eventually settled in, and he's here today sharing. Now, you also have a TikTok or a Facebook page for those who want to learn a little bit more by knowing you more, knowing a little bit about your journey. I'm pretty sure we can't cover everything here. So that, do you mind just telling people how people can find you on Facebook, how people can find you on TikTok? What is your social media?
So my Facebook page name is Chukwuemeka Gideon Jr. Chukwuemeka Gideon Jr. And the Jr. is spelled JNR. It's not in full.
Chukwuemeka Gideon Jr. And when they go there, what profile picture are they going to see? Can you describe your profile picture?
Yeah, they will see me on glasses.
Glasses as you have now.
Yeah.
Now, those of you who have already found him on social media, please tag his name in the comment section so that others can go and, we don't want anybody to go and enter the wrong bedroom looking for Mr. Chukwuemeka. So let's get the right room for
I only have one Facebook.
Yeah, Chukwuemeka Gideon Jr. JNR for Junior. Then on TikTok, I know your TikTok name is just Chukwuemeka. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Just that on TikTok. And when you go, you're going to see that his video is really trending. The video we discussed earlier is trending. When I read the comments, I'm like, come on, are people really defending this guy for knacking? In somebody's who, it's not like a 3-bedroom. Anyway, we'll jump from that. All right. Now, going through what you've gone through with the visa application, going through your application on 3 occasions, what will you say to somebody who has been refused a visa right now and they are just tired emotionally, mentally, just stressed? What would you say to them?
I think the first thing I will tell the person is refusal is part of the process. That is first. And secondly, don't give up. Sometimes we are humans, and it is allowed sometimes to feel the kind of way when we fail. And for someone who is going through that phase, you should just understand that it is just a phase. You understand? It is just a phase. And what you need is, how will I put it? You need more time to study the process. Like, that's one thing I appreciate about you. I have so many times referred people to your videos to go watch your videos, because I see that you're really doing a good work. And if anybody who is going through this phase need information, not just information from anywhere, like good and quality information, not information that is trying to rip you off, information that will help you and direct you towards this getting the best out of this process. So I believe if you can settle down, study the process, dedicate your time to it, I believe it will work for you. You understand? Because this was what worked for me. I studied my first refusal and my second refusal. Then when I was refused the first time, I looked at, and one more thing, I applied for my GCMS note.
Say that again. He said he applied for this GCMS note. For those who don't know GCMS note and be following me, you have to step up the learning.
For the 2 times, I applied for my GCMS note. And part of the reason for my first refusal on the GCMS note was I used a third-party sponsor. And I didn't explain the relationship very well.
And these are things I've covered on this channel over and over again.
You understand? I used a third-party sponsor and I didn't explain the relationship very well. I only used the statement of account. I didn't tell them how this person is related to me. You understand? So the second application I used my dad's bank statement, and then they removed the financial aspect of the refuser. And then for the travel history, what I did was I highlighted what I have been doing in my home country, how I've been working in my home country, to different stuff that I've done in my home country. And I told them that although I love traveling, but I have not had the reason to travel out of my country. And for the second refuser, the travel history was not there. It was just purpose of visit. And that was because I didn't outline my study plans well. You understand? I didn't highlight my study plans well. You understand? So, but at the second time, looking at so many resources, watching videos, I saw it took me from when I got my admission. I got my admission in May of 2021, but I applied for my visa in November.
From that May, time to prep yourself.
Yeah, from that May to November, I started writing my SOP in June. Gathering my documents, I created folders for different documents, financial documents, all the different documents on my system. I had all my documents, go through them and submitted in November. So it requires dedication and hard work. You understand? If you give somebody to do for you, you alone know the best way to tell your story. This is what I tell people. Because if you're giving somebody to do for you, I know there are people who do, but what I tell people is you can do it. If somebody like me, so you can still do it. It requires dedication and hard work, and believe me, you'll get the best out of it.
Amen. Thank you. If you can do it by yourself, you'll do it better, and you alone can tell your story better. Even if you're going to use an agent, just make sure you are getting a better deal. Honestly, don't get ripped off, because when you get ripped off, you'll be looking for ways to tell people that you've been ripped off, and you might not get people to cry.
And sometimes those agents just want to collect the money. I know a guy, he was banned for 5 years. You understand? He was first approved. His visa was first approved, and then they discovered that an agent used one bank statement for 4 different people. You understand? The agent used one bank statement for 4 different people, and that was the bank statement the agent used for him. And he was given a procedural fairness letter. And at the end of the day, he was banned for 5 years.
For 5 years, he was banned. See, when I tell people it's so risky using agents, because sometimes I tell people like you, when you trust the agent, look at it, guys. You are trusting the agent with your whole life. Sometimes you are even the one who actually provides the bank statement to the agent for the agent to use to apply for you. Yeah. You have no idea what the agent is going to use your bank statement for.
To do, yeah.
Well, he's actually going to sell your bank statement to other people for a couple of, hundreds of dollars too. But you don't know. And then your bank statement is being circulated, isn't it? Just like Big Godwin Martin, who gave his bank statement to somebody trying to help, and that person turns around selling the bank statement to other people without his knowledge. That is the risk you're taking. It's risky. Now, what if the bank statement is not even from you and it's from the agent? How sure are you that it's legit? They always will tell you cock and bull stories that it's legit, it's legit, it's legit. Wait until, look, gone are the days so people could use fake documents and get things done. Now with Canada, they go catch you. They will catch you. If you use it, they will catch you, especially bank statement, they will catch you. Before you could game the system over right now, Charlie. The guys, they've stepped up, man. They've stepped up. They will catch you. There are people whose visas are almost approved. Sometimes they request for your passport. Then you are so excited, you are celebrating, only for them to come back and give you after waiting 2-3 months, and they'll come and give you that letter. That way, reason to believe that your financial documents are what? Suspicious. We're giving you 15 days to respond. When it gets there, you'll be looking for people to help you write the response. You won't get. So guys, just step up. It's risky using agents. If you're going to use an agent, make sure you put in place mechanisms that protect you. For example, if I still want to use a shady agent, when I say shady agents, unregistered people, how can I go about it? Make sure you guys are sharing the password to the login. Make sure you have complete control over your account. You can log in and see what he's doing. You can review whatever he's doing. In fact, review everything before he posts it. If he has any foreign material, ask questions. Where from this document? Why are you adding this document? Some agents will even change your, look, I spoke with somebody who said, I am married and I have 2 kids. But the agent said I should say I don't have kids. So wait, you are going to really say you don't have kids, so that when you come here later on, have you thought of the future? When you come out, you're going to bring the children. All of a sudden, you have kids. You don't know that some of these things can catch up with you. Today, the agent says you should say you don't have kids. Meanwhile, you have a wife, and then so all of a sudden tomorrow you are going to have kids, and their birth certificate is going to bear whose name? And their passport is going to bear what? I mean, sometimes we don't think beyond some of these things. Be careful. Agents risk so many people. I've done videos on it. Number 2, look at how many times this gentleman applied for the visa. 3 times. If he was using an agent in your country, how much would he have been charged for the first visa application?
Yeah.
All right. He's been refused. Would the agent refund the money? The answer is no. If he decides to do the second time, how much would the agent charge him for the second one too? Would the agent do it for free? Maybe not. All right. Second one is refused. He wants to do the third one. How much would the agent charge him for the third visa application too? Will he do it for free? If the third one doesn't work, would the agent refund the money too? I'm pretty sure you are getting answers already. All I'm trying to tell you is that you are more likely to suffer all kinds of mental and emotional shocks if you use an agent and things don't work. Those of you who are using agents, it better work on the first time. In other words, you better get a visa on your first attempt. Because if you don't get it on the first attempt, majority of you cannot recover. I've done a video on this already. Majority of you who use agents, you never are able to recover from the shock. Because financially, you are drained. The agent charges so much. Physically, you are drained. Sometimes when they tell lies, the lies become difficult to cover up too.
Yeah.
How do you defend a lie? When we forget that when you reapply, you have to always address and address and address. Like it just becomes, it's so risky. So if you're going to use an agent, just do all your calculations well. One shot, banker to banker, you get it, no problem. But if you don't get them, they go Second World War, Third World War, Fourth World War with an agent, just know that you have a very high chance of giving up on the entire process because you would have been drained out of your resources as you were trying to use an agent. It's not easy, but if you hang around with the right people, following the right people, following someone like Chukwuemeka, following all the guys out there who are making videos, sharing stories, if he didn't tell you, you're looking at him today wearing glasses, if they do you say he had it all easy, one shot, boom, visa approved. Look at what he went through. 9 times writing out, almost ₦1 million.
Yeah.
Almost ₦1 million in hours that he never even got value for. So with this, you are paying agent. How much will you be paying agent? 2 million, 3 million naira on top of that. And then school fees on top. When you come here, why will you not become an asylum seeker eventually? Because when you come here, you have no money to go to school. You're broke. You get what I mean? All right, guys. We don't hate agents. We just don't like the way they put people's life in danger in many, many ways. You know what I mean? Yeah, commit yourself to studying. It takes time. From May, when he got the admission, he started writing a study plan in June. Look at how many months it took him. Informa Victoria, Real Oma said the same thing. I took time. I will go back and be editing the study plan, the SOP. Sometimes I'll go and watch some of your videos and I'll get a new insight and I'll go and develop it. No rush. It takes time. It takes preparation. Especially with Canada, yeah? It's all about your documents. So it's all about, nobody has time to interview like US visa. Nobody has time for interview. So if you're going to do it, you better sit down and then, invest your time into the whole process. All right. Chooks, you are in school. Any scholarship, no scholarship, would you also encourage people to study in your school?
In my school?
Yeah.
Yeah, my school is like, I think, to me, if I should rate my school, I'll give them 5 stars.
Good. Why will you give them 5 stars?
First is the school fees is not much. Like, when you compare to other schools doing the same program with me, when you compare their school fees, like my school fees is like 4,000, is like 4,000 lower than what other schools are paying.
Okay, so do you mind mentioning the average school fees of your school so that people can look at it? For those who are not aware, MITT is in Manitoba. That is, so look it up, and then let's see, it's a college there, okay?
There is a college for my course. My course is human resource, 2 years, and it was 14,700.
14,700 for the 2 years of 1 year.
For each year.
For each year. So 14, which is relatively cheaper than the Ontario schools, which is about 17, 18,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then our class period is you have time to work in the morning. Like today now, although I work from home today, you can work 8:30 to 4:30, and then you go to school 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. You understand? It is they accommodated international students, knowing that hey, we are here, we are studying and working, so we go to school 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Wow, and they are very flexible with that, which is a big deal though. Because timetable, if your school can adjust your timetable to allow you, it gives you a lot of time to be able to work in the day, isn't it?
Yeah. And we go to school Mondays to Thursdays, to 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yeah. So yeah, and then the learning style is hands-on. Like you have so many industrial experts who are giving you practical knowledge of not just the theoretical knowledge, they also give practical knowledge of what you study.
Okay.
And then the learning environment also is top-notch.
Okay.
It's top-notch. And then you have support from the staff members too.
Okay. And how is the job market there like for international students who are at school? Is it easy to find jobs, or is it a hard place to find jobs?
Different stuff for different people.
Different people, okay.
Yeah, when I first came, I was working in construction. Everything, like I always tell people, is patience. Knowing that it's all about stages, different stages of life. When I first came, I was working in construction because I needed to settle in fine. Bills don't ask you if you're working or not, So I needed to settle in fine. And then I was living in the basement when I first came. The first house I got was a basement. So I needed to settle in fine, start making money, paying the rent, because I wasn't getting money from home. So I was working in construction in the morning. Then if I'm not in school, I will now work at the hotel where I work as part-time. So during the winter, I stopped construction and I started working at the hotel. Then after that, I got a job with an agency who sends me to so many places. I go there to work. Then after that, I got a job with, Rogers.
Yeah, Rogers. Yeah.
Yeah, I work with
big telecom companies in Canada.
Yeah, so I worked with Rogers for 8 months. And then now I am working as an IT procurement analyst too.
Wow, big one. So you see the progress there, from working in construction to doing all kind of jobs, working in the telecom industry, and then now as an IT. You see the growth, you see the trajectory there, right? I started in the factory too, had to do taxi driving and all of that, right? And eventually we make the progress. It's a humble beginning. Now, some are asking the MITT, that is Manitoba Institute
of Trades and
Technology. Manitoba Institute of Trades and Technology. Somebody's going to write it down. Manitoba Institute of Trades and Technology. They don't like it when I repeat like that, but I know why I'm doing it. I don't care about people who complain. Please write it down. And you might be also asking in your mind, is this school a DLI that when I study, I can get my postgraduate work permit? The answer is yes.
Yes, it is.
An approved DLI that leads to postgraduate work permit. So if you study there, you have a clear path to also getting your postgraduate work.
And now the admission process is becoming competitive because people are beginning to know about the school. People are beginning to know about the school, and it's a very good school. When I tell you it's a good school, it's a good school.
All right. Okay.
You understand? But it wasn't. They didn't give so much publicity to the school. It was previously Winnipeg Technical College. Then they changed to Manitoba Institute of Trades and Technology.
Yeah, which sounds almost like MITT, MIT in the US. Yeah. Anyway,
so it's a very good school, and believe me, we have so many international students coming to the school. Unlike when I came there, it wasn't that way. You understand? But now I believe some of the courses no longer have availability till 2025.
Wow, that's how busy they are.
Yeah.
Wow. I see.
So, when you check the school's websites, you can see the courses that are available and those that can be waitlisted. You understand?
All right. If you go on Google, type Manitoba Institute of Trades and Technology International Programs, and then you're going to find or international programs availability. Google will pop that up for you there. All right. Now, briefly, we want to keep this video under an hour. So let's use this next few minutes to talk about this. Before coming to Canada in 2022, what can you tell us a little bit? Where did you school? What your level of education? And stuff? Briefly, take us to Nigeria.
I had my, we call it higher national diploma.
HND, okay.
HND, yeah, in business administration and management. And I was working in a security organization in Nigeria.
Okay.
I worked for 7 years or 8 years.
You worked for 8 years, okay.
Yeah.
Before coming here.
Before coming.
Okay. You married? If yes, do you have any kids or you are single?
Single. I'm not married.
Is your Wi-Fi network busy or is available? Because I have a lot of daughters of Eves here,
Not yet.
Yeah. They don't like how the guy treated your bed. You know what I mean?
Not yet. The Wi-Fi is off for now.
The Wi-Fi is off. You are busy building a life for now, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Now, what was your biggest motivation for jackbarring to Canada? What was the biggest? For me, I came here for 2 reasons. Right? Officially, I told them I was coming to study and go back to Ghana. But my real intention was to run away. Economically, I felt oppressed. So I had to feel free. What would you say was your biggest motivation of coming here? Because you had a job back.
Yeah, first, I had a job, a government job back home. But to tell you the truth, one of the biggest motivation back for coming to Canada was, I think the first was rule of law. Rule of law, and then how will I put it? Let's just say rule of law, because where I came from, even as someone who is working with a security organization, I know how many times the police messed me up for something I didn't do. The last one that happened was the one I said, no, I'm going to leave this country.
Don't be distracted by that comment there. From Onyinye, already couldn't be distracted by it.
No, so you understand. Yeah. So I think one thing is you can be roped in for anything back home and nobody cares. So I now was asking myself, if it is this way for me, how then will it be for eventually I have children? How then will it be for them? Because a country where the citizens' rights is not respected shouldn't be a country. Let's not talk about the economic aspect, because that one was also part of the main reasons why I left Nigeria. But I don't always want to talk about that, because now if you ask me, I don't want to even compare, because there is no comparison between the two.
Oh, what do you mean by there's no comparison?
There's no comparison with where I came from and then what is obtainable here in terms of affordability. In terms of affordability,
okay.
In terms of wealth, how will I put it? In terms of your earnings, in terms of your earnings, and in terms of hard work. If you put the kind of hard work you put back home here, or half part of the hard work you put back home here, believe me, you'll be comfortable. I don't always want to talk about that part, because it is like it breaks my heart. Because when I first came to Canada, I was working in construction, and I compared what I got in 2 weeks and what I get back home in 1 year. And my brother, I almost shedded tears, because we are putting in our blood to work and then nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. At the end of the month, you just discover that you just worked for the month just to survive, just to feed. Nothing to show for it. You understand? So that is one of the reasons I don't like talking about that area. But one of the things that motivated me mostly was I need to be in a country where my right is respected. Yeah. I always see people saying you are a slave in another man's country. I was more slave in my country than I am here.
I see.
I know what I'm telling you.
Mm.
I know what I'm telling you. Because in a place where you are, and a policeman is pointing gun at you when you don't have a gun, and is threatening you, hey, I will shoot you, and nobody will ask about you, then you can't even you are not even sure of your next minute, because people who are power drunk think that your life is in their hands. You understand? So I know there are bad people everywhere, but to tell you the truth, I have not seen yet. But in my country, it is per second billing.
Per seconds billing.
Yeah.
All right. So has Canada been good to you as an international student?
Canada has been good to me, very good to me.
Okay.
Canada has been very good to me. I cannot say otherwise. Canada has been good to me. And what I tell every young person back home who is hardworking is this: if you have the opportunity, just try it. You won't regret it.
May they just try them, even if they don't want to move full
Yeah.
time. They should just come and try small.
There is this my friend who came recently. He said, I don't want to come, but I'm doing it for the sake of my kids.
He's doing it for the sake of his kids.
Yeah. Then finally he got it, and then he brought his family to Canada. And then I asked him, when are you going back home? He told me, going back to where? I thought you said you're doing it for your kids. Then what are you doing? The truth is, it is not always. Sometimes it is not always easy. You understand? Sometimes it is not always easy, but you need to know that if it wasn't easy for you in your own country, and then you are seeing something bearable in another man's country, I tell people to spread their mats and lie down there.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences. Is there anything else you would like to say to anyone watching right now? If you have people you want to say hello to, you can do that as well.
Yeah, nothing much to say. The only thing I can say is if somebody like me can do it, I believe anybody can do it. You understand? It's true, sometimes you don't want to go into details, but we know how it was. And people who know me, people who are my friends who have been my friends, will also tell you like how I started. And if somebody like me can do it, my salary monthly back home is not up to $200 in a month.
This is somebody working with the government, huh?
Yeah, it's not up to $200 in a month. So there are so many things. I know people who always want to present the disadvantages, but when we try to scale the advantages and then the disadvantages, you see that there are more advantages in this thing than the merits. You understand?
All right. Thank you very much there. Really appreciate it. For those who are not following him yet, I'd like you guys to go and follow him on TikTok. Chukwuemeka. Can somebody type his name is probably showing on the screen right now, but I appreciate if somebody can type his name in the comment section. Go look for him. I am actually following him on TikTok. I follow him. So I encourage you to go and follow him, go and check out his content. I believe God brings so many people to help us with information. You might not find everything on my page. You may find a lot of nuggets on his page, other people's page as well. The most important thing is that you are using all the great content creators out there to actually find information. So please type. All right. Yeah. So the name on his Facebook channel is actually here on the screen right now. You can see it. That is his Facebook name on the screen, Chukwuemeka Gideon Jr. JNR, and you see him wearing glasses. But
and a military cap.
You are wearing a military cap.
Yeah.
That should tell you that the man is very principled. It doesn't, you know what? Very principled. See somebody wearing military. Very principled there. Anyway, check him out on TikTok. on TikTok, it is just the first name, Chukwuemeka. You're going to see him. This video is trending. I encourage you guys to actually watch it. Thank you so much for hanging in with me today. Hopefully we can do more of this. Remember, he's still a student. You're still a student. You haven't finished, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm still a student. Yeah.
You're still a student. And he's already comparing his annual salary back home to something here. So that should tell you something. So imagine if the man has finished school and he's actually burning himself up. You see what I mean? Charlie, the thing will be. When I come to Manitoba and I don't have a place to, I know even though your bed has been,
Oh, I will change I will get a new bed.
I promise to be a good boy. I'm married. You see what I mean? God bless you. Thanks so much for hanging with us. Please follow him on Facebook. Follow him on TikTok. This is Chukwuemeka. And if you please take it easy on him. I know some of you are going to inbox him. Some are going to please don't go and dump all your problems on him. All right. The ladies who are watching, he said the Wi-Fi is very, very busy. The connection is not stable. All right. So maybe you should go and talk to Glow or MTN to come and sort out his Wi-Fi issue. You know what I mean? So just take it easy. Don't overpressure him. I pray at the right time, everything will happen for everybody at the right time. God bless you and thanks for watching.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.